EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. That up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. No, 26-yard line. In motion right is Austin. First play and a first throw for Rodgers. Completes it to Austin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. The Steelers, with his defense, certainly knows they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down this passing game. Here's an example. On the very first play from scrimmage, I think we'll see some different looks, maybe some pressure from different places. But it didn't work there, and it's a quick first down. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Yep, 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here? I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up. Now Rodgers. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. And it's up. Here's Rodgers. He finds Austin complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage. That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. He's bought now. That's the receiver, so spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run. But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses. Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense. Now it's Rodgers. Still find Gainwell out of the backfield. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field. I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, well, just go ahead and take it, move forward, pick up the first down. And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Now Rodgers. That's complete to DK Metcalf. Now this will leave him a yard short. Each a nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Brings up yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here. And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game. 3 off. That's good for a first down. His second catch of the opening drive. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive, and they know he's going to be a handful. And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally, and then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on. Azeez Al-Shaair in to make the stop. To pick up what vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it. That's when the great ones know that they have the goods. Well, Jithy's out wide to Metcalf. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. That's Yadina 4. Brings up 3rd and 3. Whoa! It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man to play. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Good for us. Well, only their first drive, Charles, but they talked to us about needing to convert on 3rd down, in particular, not letting 3rd and short opportunities slip through their fingers. Well, they were successful right there. It also tells you that they're successful on 1st and 2nd down as well to get to 3rd and manageable and make them able to pick up those first downs. Now, here we are, 1st and goal. They got to like what they're doing on this drive. 2nd. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. Yeah, the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive. But we talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football. Touchdown! Jalen Warren, flub a yard out. And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends. And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want for him just a little bit more. Texans, nothing. Whoa, yeah, young form. They just falling there like they don't go. Yeah, no. Andy Lane's boy, yeah, let's fall. Chris Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now out comes Houston. Looking to put a drive together. And Stroud now to throw. This would complete to Christian Kirk, and out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. First and 10 at the 45-yard line. Don't get me. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 45-yard line. Stroud sets up the play action. And one more time, here's Kirk. Give him a gain of 5 on a completion, and it'll be second down. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion. Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion. Now we'll run. Here's the rookie from USC, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. That's caught on the left side by Kurt. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. And perhaps she'll give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up fourth down. Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, to keep him underneath stuff, you got to go up and make the tackle right away. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out first and 10. Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Second and 10. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly. I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football. Rodgers now to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. There's the stiff arm. And he is out of bounds, but not before. He's inside the 30. A gain up that one good for 26 and a first L. Steelers has a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well. And they pick up big yardage. It's moving. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That time, the right guard sending him backwards. And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. He can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, he can't hold them. Look at that. On play action, Rodgers. That's down the field and caught by Fire Move. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 7 yards. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. First, someone sharp in this game. Right, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here. Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up. I was really impressed with that last practice we saw. When they went through a 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations, the ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one. Yeah, all right. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Well, no. Handoff for 1. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Barrier. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Yard on the play. Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you want to here without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one. You get smart, fella. It's all right. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Giannis, man, it's caught for Steelers touchdown. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, the Steelers have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter right after. Well, the way that they're going, it means about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. Get 1 point away from going to 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2. Oh, that's it. Use it. Don't finish. Don't. No, you know, that's in the end. Oh, no. For Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Yeah. Hello. Able to slither by. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. They've been outplayed early, no question, down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now Stroud. Open man is Kurt, complete. And they get it down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of the catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. And you can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole. They'll fake the jet sweep, and now Stroud to throw all play action. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that'll make it 2nd down. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right in the line of scrimmage. But Stroud looking to throw. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. A gain of 15. And the Texans, first down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Let him see. One. And give the Bernie get up the down. Go for back. Play some defense out there. Fun. Let's Stroud off the play fake. Little swing taken in by Stover. Wow, gotta give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it. And at the Steelers' 40-yard line. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 9. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 33. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going. Stroud to throw it. That is caught. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2-yard gain on the play. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see Charles come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard. Yeah, but the way NFL is nowadays, we've hardly ever seen one really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down. Throwing now is Stroud. Oh! This pass complete to Higgins. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Yeah, 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal. Yeah. And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down. Marks now on 1st and 10. And they see right through that defensive as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop. Oh, this is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in. Whoa. Stroud. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kurt. Well, only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one. I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him. Why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection. It's not stuff. Drop in. It's not stuff. That's not. 3rd and goal. Stroud caught on a slant. And he's in. Touchdown. Houston. Nico Collins. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans have cut it back within a score. An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. Now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch? Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Yes, up to the Susan. What's nothing? Wait, how? So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. You can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well. Start his drive. And then on play action. Now Rodgers going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is drops. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all. And I thought that up. Now Rodgers. That's complete to his tight end flyer move. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play. And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Yeah, it's not about the law, man. Here's Rodgers. Now that'll be dumped off to Gainwell. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll make it 30-13. And at his size, he's a smaller back. He could get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him. Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it while all the big boys on, make someone miss in the open field. So give him 2 yards there on the completion open, and it'll be 4th down. So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks, don't let them get there, and they've rallied amid the tackle. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on the punt. Jalen Noel deep for Houston. Then he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That's pulled in at the 32. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over. Houston set to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field. And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Second, and defensively, no, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss, couldn't get it done. Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. 17-second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get an open field with a full head of steam, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down. And there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Over to the offense. Let's fall in the air. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more on that one, and another first down. Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well. First down, Houston. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. Checks this down to Marks out of the backfield. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second in a couple. It's been just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space. It turned out to be a nice play for the offense. Stroud gonna give to Marks. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call a no gain that time as it's gonna leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. It's 3rd down. That's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there. Has Stroud now to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Another. I've used the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down. Why are those so tough to defend just because they hit so quickly? Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it. There you go. Over the middle, he gets it to Barrios. So the completion good for 6 yards. A 60 and it's 2nd down. And some 17th the lunch. But the 17-yard bomb. That's the right. This dude. Get that fee. Back to throw. Stroud. They'll swing this out to Marks. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Another catch for him there on this drive. Brandon in. Looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At the end of that time, they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going. The handoff fits Marks. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. His logic in the air attack has gotten him down here, but now where you start to lean on that running game, that's a good pickup there on 1st and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Great coverage down in the end zone. He's scanning the field, looking. No one ever came open. So in the end, he makes the best decision and just fires it over the end line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. No. Operating from a gun. Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jaden Higgins from 3 yards out. And the Texans are an extra point away from drawing level. Feel like I'm back in school. What was that book? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. This has been a tale 2 quarters so far. They trapped 14-0 after 1. How about the rally we've been watching? Yeah, a couple of touchdowns. P8's here to tie it up. This is a good ball game all of a sudden. Hold on. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Then that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup. I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, must stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again. And they get it down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Being a good work after the catch gets him 15 and a first down. Steeler, this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage. Austin is there and brings in another one. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45, the 6-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, Snows, and that will bring up second down. There's the cup you do. On the side, hot. That at the offense. Enough hot. Down, man. Rodgers gonna throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Intended pull up. I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback or dumb. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much. The offense on third down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. It'll find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 37th. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off a big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play. At 1st and 10, it's game well. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Wait, he's kidding me. What? So much my luck is Nenero. He run over. Why he took that for him out there? He's moving out. To throw, it's Rodgers. Pass is caught. It's Metcalf going across the field here. And the passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, no. The alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it. Turn up here. Maybe throwing is Rodgers. Now, back foot throw there is incomplete. Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. What will look like a march to the end zone is in a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Who's now? Has me a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down. 5th of all. So on 4th down, the Steelers called on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Boswell's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead for Steelers. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game. And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punt, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game. After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Looks like a solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half. More than a minute to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal. Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal. But yeah, Stroud, yes. Then wait to Christian Burt. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 34-yard line. It's out. That's 2nd and 7 operating from a 34. Now Stroud. He's got Higgins over the middle. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd down. And Pittsburgh with 6 defensive backs in the game here on 3rd down. Yeah, it's a full face. Stroud looking to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Didn't show. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Then 10 at the 47-yard line. Oh, that's usual. Do it. Oh, right, let's go. Stroud to throw it. Looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. It's a pickup as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The 41-yard line. They're prepared. Have it down. 2nd down and 4. That Russell defense. Not there. Throwing now is Stroud. And one more time, here's Kirk. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. See, this has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook now, but oh so effective. First, nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Stroud working out of a gun. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. That 2nd and 6. What's up? Stroud. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. And he's complete. You just take by Brandon Eccles. So on 3rd down, a field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get free before half. A 45 from the right hash. This from 45 yards away. The kick by Fairbairn is good. It's good. And that will tie things at 17 all. At 17. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home. And sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again. So still a little bit of time following the made field goal, but we are tied as the kick's away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half. A 1 second all that remains. And we will likely not see another play here as they take the knee and head into the intermission all tied. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All to kick off and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Wow. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Texans going to take over here to start quarter number 3. Yard line. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us. Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to submit it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours. And they decide to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well. From the 31, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Stroud. Just 20 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they're on their routes. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. First down. And he's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had a touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it. I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, two's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield. Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks. Again, it's Stroud. That's caught on the left side by Kirsten. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. It's on the play. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds. And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well? I would. Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays. Now it's Highsmith making a nice play and getting the sack. Stroud, and that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. It led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Stroud out of the gun here. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long. Yeah, better against man than zone, or better against man, because how you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone. They set up the screen, Marks, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up. It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down for Texans. So they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead. No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead. Oh, we almost blocked it. Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30, like what we're impressed at. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago. And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back. Hello. And that it's to the right side and incomplete. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch. And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that he can't possess the football and turn it into a catch. Here's Rodgers. Over the middle complete. It's Wallace. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit, extra determination, extra effort. Turn it into a successful play. And stop. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. That's in the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. First, if they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to take him out and deliver. But they'll fake it on a jet sweep and instead and hit off up the middle. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. About 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. No, well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too. It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebacker's not much has to react. I give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6 and 6. And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit. Now it's Rodgers. A short one there to Freiermuth. Well, he's only able to gain a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Or catching the ball and not much run after the catch. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now Rodgers, work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man to play. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 27-yard line. I don't know if that's up on it. I think what it in. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From midfield, here's Rodgers. That is caught. Daddy's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans 33. That's a big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far in this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they'd better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. They'll go for a gain of 7. Thielen, and that's going to bring out second down. Victor brings up 2nd and 3 at the 25-yard line. I want a slow point better and sneak by it on point that and off that. Yeah, that's good. On a give, it's Warren. And he is met at the line of scrimmage and he goes down right there. Well, call a no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. It was 3rd down and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there. Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because, you know, those defensive ends, they're like in the sprinter stance. That in for the Steelers touchdown. Hey! DK Metcalf, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Steelers have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead. And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that will make this a 4-point game. Chris Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25. With the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles. I'd never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt. Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal. I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive down other than the extra point. That's it. A gain of 4. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score. Now, up the middle, it's Marks. They'll be tackled shy of the 35. The power move was there, but getting by him a whole lot. No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need. Hopefully to get themselves kicked. Brings up 3rd and 1. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Rodgers with a keep 'em. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down. Well, that play seemed well scouted defensively. They collapsed everything inside. Nowhere to go on the quarterback sneak. Now he's going to bring up 4th down. What? Al Rodgers, got to have this one. Well, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And the Steelers are right back in this football game. Well, that's one time. Not how the person line of us is that I did not believe that he did. Take it. Looking to put a drive together. On the line, off freeway, to the down, throwing quickly. This is caught by Kirk. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background. From out of the gun, here's Martz. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home. Vice that this and vice that some the eighth and let's play action. Stroud now. We said oh, he's got a man. It's his fullback. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Yards. These guys are there not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. I like the strategy. Fill up extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril. Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Stroud looking to throw. Checks this down to Marks out in the backfield. Wow. Dropped at the 35, so able to display his strength, but not much room to operate. And it's short completion, just 4 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Back by throwing now is Stroud. They'll try and do this himself. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Oh, big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered how. And then he hot foots it out of there and picks up a 1st down. It drives you crazy as a defense. Well, you're exactly right. Looked like a for sure stop on 3rd and then the tables turned. They'll run with Chubb. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. He's tackled by hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. No, this has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Yeah, got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans will add their 4th quarter lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass. Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead, put it on him, and score touchdown. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. No, not. It's all fine. It's all because that's a thing. No, with it out. Get you right. Yeah. Timing fair. Snap for the touchdown. Here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Whoa. See. Look at the thing. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. And now out come the Steelers. And the script really has flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Looking to put a drive together. Let's do this. Oh, bad thumb. Oh. Starting things out with a give to Gainwell. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. He's tackled a solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Second, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it. 7 yards on 1st down. That fits the bill. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. To throw, it's Rodgers. We'll find Metcalf. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 12. 7 catches for him now in his last one. The 1st down. Every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. I'll give him credit there. Nice job on the drag route. Bring the receiver across the field, opening, catch it in stride, and turn it up. He was able to do just that, although he's just a little bit short of the 1st down. 2nd down and a yard. Well, throwing is Rodgers. Completes it to Austin. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans 33 up 12 yards. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. First up. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either. Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball. Corp throw knocked away and incomplete. And for well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone. 2nd and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 20-yard line. What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Oh no, he lost the football. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty, and it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts? No, not at all. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Under pressure, and they got to it again. Janiel Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball. These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to it again. Will Anderson in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees his defense again, it'll be way too soon. Here we go. This is 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. And they turn it over. They had to go for with such little time remaining. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Well, he thinks, what's up? Oh. On the ground, it's marched to start the drive. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. He's brought down as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. It's 2nd and 8. This place outside. Why slice up the out there for it's bad. I've been lost a lot of defense. They did. Let's get our hands set on it. Whoa! He's going to get it again. Just looking to get full and protect the ball. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll come up now 3rd and 9. They run straight ahead with March. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now, what is it? Against me. Pull fast. So the Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. 26, we've seen him do this many times in green and gold. Now he'll try to do it in black and gold. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers down by 10, a minute 15 remaining. They'll need a score here and also likely an onside kick recovery, but first things first. 1st and 10. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down. They come up now on 2nd and 2. Now Rodgers. A quick throw here that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 4-yard line. Clock management's definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game. Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo. In this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game. Here's first down. Oh, back to throw. Rodgers. Boston's good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gains. 2nd and 6 at the 44-yard line. Now a 2nd and 6. They have it off it. Rodgers to throw. All the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And the connection not there. Incomplete. Just 14 seconds. Down to the final couple of plays here. Then 6 yards to get into these 2-minute drill situations, and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there, forcing completion. That one too wide and incomplete. And incomplete. Let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Run from Buffy. Well, go for it. It's Rodgers. Work in the middle of